Welcome back, folks, to Trailer Trash Jimmy's Homestead-Survival. Well, I'm tired, and let me tell you, that's the reason why back there, the Quinzee snow shelter. But I stick foot-long sticks in there so that when I'm digging from the inside, I can tell how far I am. I want to create about a foot-thick wall all the way around the shelter. You don't want to throw snow on top. Like, see this snow here? Light, fluffy. It's all natural, just laying there, hasn't been touched. You don't want to throw snow on top of that because there's 2 feet of snow here. And what's going to happen, and this happened to me on my last Quinzee, was that this snow, once I started to dig out my shelter, collapsed. And my whole Quinzee collapsed while I was in it. So not a good idea. Make sure your base is super, super packed. So what I threw the snow onto the sides, and then I shoveled it back in instantly because I didn't want that snow to turn to big chunks, because big chunks aren't what you want. So when you take snow and you throw it up in the air and it lands, the friction of those snowflakes, they rub together, they get hot, and they bond together very, very hard. Within 45 minutes, an hour, you probably have a hard enough shelter to, if it's sunny out, it's way better too, because the snowflakes get hotter and they bond quicker. But if it's a dreary day like today, you throw it on, let them sinter for an hour, try it. If it's too crumbly, wait longer. This took me 4 hours in total. 46-year-old male, average health. To throw this snow in a pile and dig it out took me 4 hours. This sled is generally with me all the time if I'm in the bush in the winter. So I want to make sure that my door isn't too much bigger than that, because I'm always going to use that as a door. Because making a door, it is fairly time consuming. You can take spruce boughs or pine boughs and cross weave them and tie them together tight to get a big bushy door on there. But that little bit of air on the sides isn't too bad. I might have to do something with it as the night progresses. But other than that, that is perfect right there. Square shovel, metal shovel is perfect. And this plastic one, masterpiece. Even though it's broken, it dug out probably 90% of the shelter. Check out what we got going on. So I got a tarp down because it is wet. See, that's moisture coming through. I had this big ice block that came out of my wheelbarrow, and then I have 2 candles. If you can get like a soy or a non-toxic candle, way better. This is just what I had. And then I've got my knife if I want to prepare food on there or whatever. Just it's close by. And then I like to keep my little shovel in there too in case I have to dig my way out of this thing, in case it ever did collapse. I could get out, but I got a little blanket down. You put your sleeping bag in there. There's room for 2, you and your dog, whatever. As many people as you want, more the merrier. You don't want to go too thin with your roof. If you go too thin with your roof, it will sag in the night and fall in. But I'm pretty safe here, and you can see the branches sticking through, and that's where I knew to stop. Have a breather hole. Various breather holes throughout the shelter so that the fumes from the candles can get out. These things are airtight, so you don't want to be in there with no air coming in and just filling that thing up with carbon monoxide. It won't be good for you. So let's climb in and see how super cozy this is. The amazing thing about a Quinzee is that it just gets you out of the wind. So, I gotta get my gloves on, man. She is cold. Cold, and I'm a bit wet. So one of the downfalls of the Quinzee is that it does exert quite a bit of energy to make it. So I like the Quinzee because I can use it for days and days and days. There's no drafts coming in. This Quinzee is a bit big. It is, but if you had to build one half this size, you could easily do it in like 2 hours. It's so weird, the hearing in here. There's no noise. It's just ringing in my ears. You can literally just hear your heartbeat. But yeah, it's a good shelter to have in your survival toolbox, because if you're on a lake and your skidoo breaks down, you have a ton of snow. You have a hood of a skidoo you can take off and use as a shovel. You have a windshield you can take off and use as a shovel. The candles, I'm not going to lie, help a lot. I tried to stay in one of these in minus 35 Celsius. And I got froze out. I had to leave. It was just, I didn't have candles, and it was just cold. You know, I didn't really have any blankets or anything. I was just in the clothes I was wearing, and I couldn't do it. But then I've stayed out in minus 35 with like damp clothes with candles and been completely fine. So the indigenous communities that developed them out of necessity and outspawned this beautiful creation. A lot of people don't like the Quinzee, I will say that, because it is very labor intensive. But if I didn't know I was getting rescued within like 24 hours, oh, I'd be building the Quinzee right off the kicker. but I love it. Just wanted to show this to you. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me in the snow cave in the Quinzee, and do your research and get out and try it. It's a good bit of exercise in the winter, and get out, give it a shot. If you ever had to use it, it would really up your chances. It might not keep you alive, but it will extremely up your chances if you can build one safely and properly, and you have the correct things. Like, it takes nothing for me to carry a couple candles or 20 tea lights with me, and that might be the difference between getting home and not getting home, or losing limbs. So yeah, anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a beautiful day up here in Northern Ontario, Canada, and I'm making the most of it. All right, talk to you soon.